Does not care. My brother does affects his nation, God, man. And that you in order to do so, the Lord wouldn't give you an order to stay God and stay there unless you could do it straight. If you could not do it, you understand? That's what Christ told us. That's what he said. So if he said it, it can be done. If he told you, if he gave you, done. And that was an order. That was an order. You know, that's what the last class was about. That's why I hated that it went down, you know what I'm saying? Because that was a hard class that a lot of people don't understand, is that the Bible is not about magic and potions. It's not about ghosts that can walk through walls and float in the sky with angel wings and halos. It's not about that. The Bible is about, you understand, and it's also about obedience. Obedience and reward. Disobedience and punishment. That's what the Bible is about. And so many of our people do not understand this, man. It'll get you into the cemetery fast because the flesh wants death, man. The spirit wants life. You know what I'm saying? Wait to get into something that'll get it into that grave faster, man. And that's what we do. We follow after our flesh. That's called carnality. We follow after carnality, carnal things. We're very carnal people, man. You understand? Which we're not supposed to be. The Lord made us to be spiritual, man. To follow after the spirit, man. Because the spirit is where the Lord puts his wisdom, man. Read it and they cannot understand it. They cannot understand what's in the Bible. Because they don't even understand the spirit of black people. Black people don't understand the spirit of black people, man. A different spirit than everybody else on the planet. Meaning you can't live together in harmony with everybody. Black people need to be separate. We have been ordered to be separate. The Lord says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. You understand? And the word holy means to be separate. It does not mean you can float through walls. You understand? It does not mean that you're going to grow angel wings. It means the word holy means separate. And we're supposed to be separate, man. A lot of people don't like to hear that, though. Black people don't like to hear that because, of course, if they hear that, then that means they don't get to just be friendly and be so nice and loving to everybody except the people they need to be loving for. They are very hateful to their own. And when we call out the wickedness to our people because they're so hateful, they can't even accept what we're saying as correction and love. They think it's hateful towards one another. We're not hateful towards our, of course, that's love, man. See, black people don't understand what love is. You ever heard the saying that a parent a good in their child? A good parent gonna say, nah, you ain't doing that today. A bad parent will let a child go and do whatever the hell they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to go spend the night over your friend's house? Go have a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's what a parent that don't give a damn about their child would do. Just go and be and frolic and have fun, spend nights, lay in bed, damn body, long as you having fun. That's what a parent does that don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a parent that loves you, they're going to guide you and they're going to discipline you and they are going to give you restrictions. You're not allowed to do that. We send it out. We let them know, look, you can't do that. The Lord is against that. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to do that. So, of course, here we are in America, you understand, with no love. And since we're on the topic of no love, I've gotten over. We've started, you know what I'm saying, and what you want to say, 16, 19, that's the official start. You understand? When, of course, they had been here, Americans. You know what I'm saying? After that, 400 years later, here we are still being oppressed. You understand? After they so-called abolished slavery and then gave us our freedom, you understand? They still kept provisions in play to make sure that they kept their foot on our necks and that their whiteness would stay supreme. You know what I mean? And also, after that, when we grew a little bit more, here comes Jim Crow. The Jim Crow laws and the way that they did things. So now here in America, since now that they say the Jim Crow has been done away with, black people still don't understand that white supremacy is still necessarily call themselves the KKK members. They can call themselves the right, the alt-right. They call themselves judges. They call themselves politicians. They call themselves congressmen. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to walk around. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way they do things now. They do things in plain sight. They're KKK right in your face, but you can't understand it because you've bought into the dream that you're equal. When the Constitution was written, black people were enslaved when it said enslaved at that time. So the Constitution was not written about you. But the dream, the American dream, the Constitution, but they sold it to you nevertheless. Because they knew that if they sold it to you and you bought it, that then they could do whatever it is they wanted to do with you. Then they could perpetrate their racism and their superiority over you without much of a struggle. And that's all they needed to stay in power. That's all they needed to continue on with the hell that they brought upon the heads of blacks, Hispanics, and natives, man. You understand? They have brought nothing but hell. Now, in light of recent events, you've had the full out assault on the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Now, who did you see at that event? Prior to Trump getting in office, he said that the criminals were Hispanics. He said that we were the criminals, blacks and Hispanics. He said we were the ones that needed to be watched out for. Guess calling them terrorists because that's what they are. He said among those Proud Boys were some good, upstanding people. But yet he said Hispanics, the same ones that pick all of your goddamn vegetables and fruits during this damn pandemic. The same ones that is cooking you all come out. Or you see a black server come out. You don't know that them Hispanic brothers and sisters is back there in that kitchen and in prep. You don't know that they're the ones back there doing all of that work, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that these are the people who keep in this pandemic to keep this place afloat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I saw a meme that hit home. It really made sense. It's like, if ISIS says that the immigrants but break the law, then why come they always run up into jobs where these people are employed to find them? Steal and rape. Why, when ICE comes to find the immigrants, why do they come to their places of employment? These people work hard. They fight to work. You understand? They fight to get a job here in America, to the point where they go and get fake Social Security numbers. Everybody at the damn job, every Hispanic sister, all of them with a different goddamn Social Security, who have a job and making it seem like they got employment, they're actually coming to work. Then you find them all over the place at your hardware stores and in front of home damn projects done on your property. You can find them waiting for somebody to say, hey, I need some people who know how to do some lawn services. You know what I'm saying? They'll pile up in your truck to work. They are trying to exempt criminals and terrorists, when yet the proof is that the terrorists are these young. But we've been taught that way. That's exactly what they say about us. We're the criminals here. Why are they telling black people this? Why are they telling Hispanic people this? Because they want you, even as a black person, even as an Hispanic person, feel too bad. And I mean it to say this. When a black man gets shot down in the streets and they say, what is the first thing they do when a cop kills a black man unjustly? When they shoot him down and he was unarmed. When anything happens to a black man, the first thing they do, they go and run to any of his bad history. If he had a history where he was locked up from selling drugs, if he had a history for violence, anything, they try to use that as reason for him to be shot today. Oh, he stole some CDs. Oh, he's stealing cigarettes like they did Eric Gardner. Or was that Eric Gardner? Mike Brown. You understand? Then they did the other brother, said he was stealing cigars. To steal cigars does not warrant death. You do not get to kill a man because he stole cigars. So when they throw that up on the TV, they're trying to tap into what they've already been teaching you as black people. They're trying to tap into it. They're trying to say, oh, well, you know, that's what happens when you're a drug dealer. Tap into, man, what it is that they've already programmed you to believe. Oh, man, black people, they do a lot of crime. Man, Hispanic people, man, they do a lot of crime. Don't feel bad when we lock all their babies up in cages. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel bad you not to recognize what they have done to our people, man. And the Lord is against all of that wickedness, man. The Lord is going to repay them for the blood that they've shed of our people. They have been lynching blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and they continue to lynch blacks, Hispanics, and natives. They have not stopped. Why haven't they stopped? Because tons of our black people are led by people who are no leaders. There's nobody to stand up for us. Of course, black people are the only people that does not have a military, an army, a power, a force. Yet we don't even understand we don't need one because we have the Lord. And the Lord is building our military. But we have to be willing to get with the Lord. We have to be willing to sacrifice and kill ourselves. Meaning this, not literally go and take a gun and blow your brains away, but to kill the old you to serve God. That Christian you, the Lord did not ordain that. That's religion. The Lord never gave you religion. The Bible is not about religion. The Bible is about your records, your heritage, your history, blacks, Hispanics, and natives. We are the biblical people in the Bible. We are the people who descend from the Israelites. This Bible was not written to the whole world. This Bible was not given to every person on the planet. This was the historical records of the blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You did not drop out of the sky black people into slavery. The native Indian did not drop out of the sky into America and start building campfires and dancing around them. You understand that? The Hispanic man did not drop out of the sky into South America, into Venezuela, and into goddamn me the damn Colombia and Cuba. You understand? The West Indian did not drop out of the sky into the damn sugar and coffee plant. Start there. You understand? And this is the lie we've been taught. This is the reason why we have these names: Haitians, Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? Hispanics, Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? This is why we have these names. African American. You know what I'm saying? This is why we have these names, because these names were given to us by our slave masters. These names was given to us in order to hide our true planet. Every nation is in that Bible by a totally different name. Black people are named after 2 continents. How in the hell are we? That is not our name. Do you not understand that the Bible names every nation of people after its forefather? The nation of Ham was made the nation of Ham due to its forefather, whose name was Ham, which was one of Noah's sons. You understand? The nation of Israel comes from a man who was named Israel. The nation of Canaan, the Chinese and Japanese, these people were named after people who came before them, which were their forefathers. But your church is not teaching you this, because your church is only there to destroy you and keep you this. The church is an institution created by your slave masters. And I'm going to tell you what that institution is there to do. That institution is there to proliferate white supremacy, to keep you in order, to keep you in check. And I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying and why I'm saying that. Your prime example is every known picture that has ever been published and widespread of Jesus Christ is a white man. Why is Jesus Christ a white man if in the Bible, when it gives Jesus' description, it says that he is an extremely black man? He is an extremely dark, complexed black man. So why do they give you this damn white devil with blue eyes and this long, stringy dog hair when it says Christ has dark skin and woolly hair? You understand? And gray, white, snow white gray hair. You understand? Like brothers have. Like old brothers have. That's why they ain't showing you that. Now you got, painters that are coming back and they painting. So now black people say, well, I know Jesus ain't white, but that's not the point. The point is, why did that picture ever come out? Why is it that's the body of the person on the cross when you see a statue of the cross? It's a white man with long, stringy hair with a crown of thorns on his head. That's what they got up there. When in reality, Christ was a black man, extremely black man. You understand? Matter of fact, give me that. Pull that scripture for me. Give me Revelations 1.
Kind of on kind.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said, this is racism being programmed into you, and you don't even understand it. That's why your church teaches you turn the other cheek. That law was not given to you that was not given to you for every nation of people. You know who turn the other cheek was for? Your brother. That's why it's speaking about your brother, your kindreds, those of your nation. If you was in your land, separate into your own land, like the Lord done at first, he divided the lands up. If you was separate in your own land, your neighbor would be your kindred, your people, those of your nation. So, of course, because you're not separate and you all together in this big gigantic melting pot, they put all of these mental war tactics on you to keep you suppressed into a third class citizen. You ain't even a second class citizen anymore. You damn near a third class citizen, because they don't say nothing about the Asian immigrant that comes over here. He comes over here, the Arab immigrant that comes over here. Their only complaint is the Hispanic. You understand? While they pushing the natives up on reservations and taking all of their land. You understand? And black folks, they have stopped. You not even a part of the civil rights movement anymore. The civil rights movement has changed into a homosexual agenda. They're fighting for homosexual rights. They're not fighting for the rights of black people. That's why the first thing Joe Biden did when he got in here was made sure that homosexuals can do XYZ. He didn't get in here and make sure Negroes was able to do a damn thing. He got in here and made sure homosexuals could do something. When they used you and told you if you didn't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black. Why didn't he say if you ain't voting for Joe Biden, you ain't a homosexual? Because that's who he took care of when he first got in. You know what I'm saying? Give me the description of Christ, Doc, so we can bury this lie that the so-called white man teaches, man. You know what I want. Start at 1 and 1.
Revelation. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ, man. The revealing. That's what revelation means. It means to reveal something. So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Why did the Lord even have this written up in the Bible? Because he knew that these people were deceitful and would try to change Christ. So the Lord said, I'm going to have to reveal him. So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Keep reading.
Which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Which God gave unto John. You understand? To show him. He gave this revelation to John the Revelator, man, to show him of the things that must certainly come to pass. Now, this should tell you something. If you know, so because a lot of black people like to say white people wrote the Bible. White folks did not write this Bible. They did not.
Right.
They did not write it. But what they did do, they took over the authority of it, meaning they're the ones who dictate what you believe out of this book. And what you think you know out this book, they stole our records. They stole this when they sacked Jerusalem and ran us out of there, and we ran into Africa. You understand? When the Romans ran up in there and sacked Jerusalem and took over our community and killed 1 million of us, and another 1 million of us fled out of Jerusalem into West Africa, which is where they picked us up on the slave ships. You understand? Excuse me. Which is where they picked us up on the slave ships. This is how they got our records. So they never wrote this book, man. And that lie needs to be put to death, man. That's a horrible lie. And plus, why would a white man write a book that says Jesus is black but didn't paint a picture of him that he's white? You're not making sense. And the nation of people write a book about themselves. They write of the greatness in their triumph, not their end. You understand that? Skip down to what I want.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks.
The 7 candlesticks are like these you see here on my podium here. You understand? The 7 candlesticks. This is the menorah. It is the representation of the 7 churches set up by Paul. All right. So who's in the midst of the church? Christ. So it says one that was in the midst of, like, you read that part again.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So he was in the midst of the 7 candlesticks. He was in the midst of the church. Keep reading.
Cloth with the garment down to the foot.
Cloth with the garment down to the foot. So he wore a long garment. You understand? Like some of the brothers you might see in some of the videos and some of the stuff we put out, you see brothers wearing long garments down to the foot. Keep reading. So this is another thing you need to learn about Christ. Christ is not all about love. Christ was about warfare. That's why Christ was girt about the paps. The paps means his midsection. A girt is a big, gigantic belt. Not like a little skinny belt that you wear, but a big, long, wide belt, forward or with a dagger. You understand? So he was girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His girdle was made out of gold. Keep reading.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs. Now, the word hairs is an old English term for the hair on your face, for your beard. So it says the head and his hairs. So it's talking about the hair on his head and the hair on his face was white like wool. White the color, wool is the texture. Keep reading.
As white as snow.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. You understand that? His eyes were as a flame of fire. Why? Because he liked to drink wine. They call him a wine bibber in the scriptures. You understand? What happens when a black man drink wine? His eyes get red. You understand? They get a little glossy. Keep reading.
Verse 15. And his head, Salaki, and his feet.
Kind of like my chalice here and the menorah. It kind of has that color, right?
As if they burned in a furnace.
Hold on. As if they what?
Burned in a furnace.
As if they what?
Burned in a furnace.
As if they what?
Burned in a furnace.
As if they burned in a furnace. So if you take anything and burn it in a furnace, what happened to it? It becomes black. it becomes very black. You understand? It becomes it becomes Wesley Snipes black. You understand? You know what I mean? It becomes goddamn me Bernie Mac black. Understand, Christ was an extremely black man. So this is a part of your racism, man. This is a part of the racism that they've been pushing against you, pushing that white Jesus, because they know the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth. They know that the greatest man ever walked the earth was a black man. Now just pay attention to what they doing now. They take everything black and they trying to make it white. Salakia, if I could. You understand? They want to ask Chuck Berry how Elvis Presley took all his moves. They want to tell him he the best rapper. How?
Salaki.
And these Negroes in the industry are agreeing. You know what I'm saying? They want to take everything from you, man. And they're getting ready to take anything that you deemed greatness and they're going to change it into a white narrative. They're going to give it to them. Because that's what they want to do. They have always wanted to do that. That's why they take here and changes the faces of the judges. Matter of fact, look from you Moses, Abraham. If you go and look at any of these damn movies they put out about the Bible, like the 10 Commandments and any of these other books that they put out, you'll find that in any of these other movies that they put out, you'll find that they have went totally against what's in the Bible. Moses was black. Abraham was black. I'm sorry, even we're not Egyptians, we're not Africans. Blacks, Hispanics, and natives, we're not Africans. America, we was in Africa, like I said, because we fled from Jerusalem into Africa, and that's where they picked us up on the slave ships, because we were trying to hide in that land amongst them dark-skinned people. But even the pharaohs of Egypt were not white. Cleopatra was not the same. Because you got melanin in your skin does not make you the same people. Hell, Alaskans, Eskimos got melanin. You understand? Chinese got melanin. They have lied to you on a high and on a big scale to keep proliferating white supremacy. That's why they show you that the pharaohs in those movies, they make the pharaohs white. You understand? That's why they do that. They make them real white folks and get you to think, oh man, what was his name? Kevin Hester that played Moses. David Hester, whatever his name was. He played Moses in the 10 Commandments. He was a white man. You understand? You got that scripture? But the prophets are the judge that are going, he's the one that's going to speak up for the nation of Israel in front of the Most High. You understand? So the Lord says that they have changed the faces of these people. Give me that scripture, all right?
Job chapter.
Into the hand of the wicked. He's telling you exactly who these people are. You and all the love you try to give, all the friendship you have at work, going out and doing events and having ball, you cannot change that. I don't care how much you work to try to change it. You know what I'm saying? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. These people are wicked. You can't change what the Lord had already made crooked. You can't make it straight. These people are wicked, just plain and simple. They are the ones who rule the earth. You understand? The Caucasian race rules the earth. Keep reading.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Wait a minute. The faces of the judges thereof. The faces of the judges thereof of the Bible that are in the Bible. He changed those faces, man. You understand? This is his racism. If you ever wanted to know about the Dark Ages, it was not a time when dark people ruled Europe. And the Renaissance was when they came in and whitewashed all of that evidence. When the so-called white man took back over Europe and whitewashed all the evidence of black people ever ruling. And in history today, they teach you that, oh, that was just a time when Rome and Europe and everybody lost its wisdom. All of the philosophers had died off and all that nonsense, when that's a lie. That's a total lie. All of this is just set. I'm showing you set in history how they've always pushed white supremacy. White supremacy. Now here we are today. Give me that. You got that first article I sent you out?
Kind of kind.
Read that for me. Hold on, let me get there with you though.
And Salakia, sir, if I may.
Go ahead.
I was gonna see if you can, break down along what you were saying. The one in what's that? First Maccabees.
Let's get it. Where's it at? First Maccabees what?
They just kind of popped up when you was breaking that down. You know how they try to steal everything and make everything there.
I forget all about this scripture. Most High Christ. Hey, look, that's what I'm talking about. Read that for me.
Kind of the one kind. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48.
Go ahead.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Did you hear that, man? They laid open the book of the law. What's the book of the law? The Bible. They laid open the book of the law, you understand? And they sought to paint their likenesses. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to paint everybody to look like them.
Right.
They wanted to take the history and put it upon themselves for greatness. And this is why when you look at your boss and your boss say, be here at 9 in the morning, you make sure you there at 9 in the morning. Take your break at 12 o'clock. You make sure you take your break at 12 o'clock. You understand? He say, stay late 2 hours. You stay late 2 hours. No hesitation. You get home, your man say, I'm hungry, I want a sandwich. I ain't about to make no sandwich. I just got off work. You better get up in there and make your own sandwich. Who you think you is? You ain't been doing nothing but sit around all day. That's why, because that white man at your job is your God. He did a great job of fooling us, man. The scripture says, read that again, Ak. Read that again.
Kind of the one kind. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And let open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Man, they covering up the faces of the judges thereof, man. You understand? With their likeness. That's what they doing. They doing it with their likeness, man. And you wondering why white supremacy is still running high today. Because they're still teaching you white supremacy the way it was given. They're still showing those pictures of the damn Last Supper. They still showing you white Jesus holding a lamb in his hand with them 2 fingers up. Looking like a high hippie. When that man that's in that picture's name is Caesar Borgia. He was a homosexual and he was in love with his sister and he was all off the chain, man. You understand me? More white criminals. He was part of a crime family called the Borgias. You understand? So, and what happens? They're gonna hide the history of their criminality. They're gonna hide the history of all their wrongdoings, but people, because we're being taught what was great. That's why black people have no connection in history class when you're in the damn classroom, man. So for Black History Month, I'm going to bring out their race system against your black history, man. Against your blackness. Get that article out. Let me get there with you.
The AP News.
Let me make sure that's the one I want.
Race War.
Yeah, the Race War. That's the one I want.
Kind of the one kind.
Whenever you're ready,
Kind of the one kind. A race war evident long before the Capitol siege.
Now, of course, everybody's seen that Capitol siege and was like, oh man, it's about to be a race war. It's about to be, let it be known. The Isupk since 1969 has been girding up their paps ready for this race war, man. You understand? Under Commanding General Yohana, man, we stay prepared for a race war. And I ain't just talking about carnally prepared, getting guns and learning to fight. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about preparing ourselves by serving the Lord, the one power that will give these people into our hands if they ever try to come against us, man. The one power that will send Christ in a million angels, man, to wipe these folks out, man, if they ever try to come against the Lord's people.
War rages on in America. And it didn't begin with Donald Trump or the assault on the Capitol.
It didn't begin with Donald Trump. Understand that. It didn't begin with Donald Trump or the assault on the Capitol. Keep going.
Kind of the one kind. It started with slavery and never ended.
Did you hear that? Lynching, it started with slavery and never ended. Keep reading.
Through lynchings and voter suppression, the snarling attack dogs of Bull Connor and the insidious counts of Redling. Today's battles in the race war are waged by legions of white people in the thrall of stereotypes, lies, and corner of the internet.
Keep reading.
People like the murderer who fatally shot the 9 black parishioners at a church in South Carolina, telling detectives that black people were taking over the country and raping white women. And the shooter who killed 23 and wounded 23 others at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, targeting Mexicans. Authorities say because he believed they were invading the country to vote for Democrats.
Ain't that about it? He went in there and shot them up because he thought they were coming in to vote, man. You understand? That's basically, bro. If that ain't some, hey, listen, man. You gonna get killed for voting. This is why the Lord says this is not even your business. Don't even be there to vote. See, if blacks, Hispanics, and natives had not ever showed up to a voting poll because they had been taught the Bible, we would never have to worry about this dude saying this. So he came in there and shot 23 Mexicans because he thought they were coming into the country, sneaking into the country to vote for Democrats. Make this about a bitch. Keep reading, not.
Kind of the one kind. And the riotous mob, rife with white supremacists that bought in when Trump and others insisted falsely that the presidential election was stolen. Mostly in areas where people of color.
It couldn't have possibly been that these Negroes didn't want Trump in office. Not possibly. They stole it over there too. This is, you see how strong and convicting white people are with their ideas. This is what they have pushed on black people. They're pushing the narrative, man. They stole the election. Even though it has been lied to us and told to us that Kamala Harris is a black woman. Of course, we know she's not. Us in the UPK, I mean, when I say us, we know it's not. We know. When I say we know, we talking about the UPK. But we know that she's not a black woman. But even for those who have been tricked to think that she's a black woman, they don't even consider that they might have been voting for her. So they voted this party in because they knew that Kamala Harris would come in. They said, no, They stole them votes too. You understand? This is how strong white folks are in their conviction, man, and what they believe, man, how passionate they are about themselves, man. You understand? This is something that black people could take up. Now, I'm not talking about take up the violent part of how they think, but start thinking about yourselves, man, and start being very passionate about self and not any other nation. Don't consider what another nation would think. Only worry about what your nation thinks. Only worry about the outcome of your nation, man. Keep reading.
Kind of the one kind. For a very long time, civil rights leaders, historians, and experts on extreme extremism
Uh-huh.
say many white Americans and elected leaders have failed to acknowledge that this war of white aggression was real, even as the bodies of innocent people piled up.
Read that part again. Even what?
Even as the bodies of innocent people piled up.
So why come Trump didn't mention these devils, man? Why Trump didn't mention these devils, man? Even as the bodies pile up. He think nobody's the wiser. You know what I'm saying? Why ain't they bringing it out to the forefront that these people are killing people on top of killing people? Innocent people at that. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Kind of kind. Racist notions about people of color, immigrants, and politicians have been given mainstream media platforms, are represented in statues and symbols to slaveholders and segregation.
Good night. Keep reading.
The result, a critical mass of white people fears that multiculturalism, progressive politics, and the equitable distribution of power spell their obsolescence, erasure, and subjugation, and that fear, often exploited by those in power, has proven again and again to be among the most lethal threats to non-white Americans, according to the racial justice advocates.
So what's just basically was said here is that the more and more black people are fighting for equality in politics and in all rights in America, the more fearful white people are becoming and the more violent they become. That's what they basically just said here. The more you getting into politics and the equality of they separating the House seats and the Senate seats, and they're making sure that some black people can get in there, and they're letting you in office and letting you vote for all types of things, the more fearful and the more murder crazy white folks become.
Right.
But the Lord says for us to separate from these people. But no, you think we need to vote. We need to vote. You're going to vote a bullet in your head. You're going to vote a lynching of your people. It's what you're voting for. You're going to vote for more and more of your people to die. That's what you're going to do with these terrorists, man. These terrorists ain't done that insurrection at the damn Capitol. That was just them showing you that they had power and they not afraid. They are so not afraid that they thought it to be a normal protest when they were interviewed. When a lot of those people were interviewed after going into that Capitol, getting hurt and things happening, they looked at it as if it was a peaceful protest when they were explaining to the news why they went up in there. That they should be held accountable as federal criminals. They couldn't even fathom that they broke the law. You understand? But here you are having a peaceful protest. They spraying tear gas. They beating you back with bats. They doing all kinds of crap. But these devils, they went up there and tore up the damn White House. Salaki, the damn Capitol building. They went up there and tore the place up, man. And a white woman got shot, and everybody wants somebody to feel sympathy for her while she trying to break into the damn Capitol. But don't nobody want to feel sympathy for a sister sitting in her damn bedroom to get shot through a window by a cop. You understand me? Keep reading, Knock.
Kind of one kind. So how does the nation begin addressing the war of white aggression after countless missed opportunities?
Wait a minute. Say that. Read that again.
So how does the nation begin addressing the war of white aggression after countless missed opportunities?
Countless missed opportunities, man. This could have been dealt with long time ago. But instead, they want to put brothers like Commander General Yohana and the Isupk on the damn watch list when we ain't never committed any crimes. Never committed any crimes of violence. They want to put us on a terrorist watch list. You understand that? How do you put us on a terrorist watch list? Because we speak power into our people, and also because we do not turn a blind eye to what they just mentioned. They just mentioned in the article what we don't pretend like we don't see. That's what makes us a terrorist, because we recognize terrorists. We're a threat to recognize that white people have become racist terrorists, man. At first they would.
If you put the ISUPK on the national terrorist list, that shows you how anti-Christ America is, because then you have to put the Bible and the Lord on an anti-terrorist list.
Good night, and they already have. That's what the space program is about. That's why they putting all the missiles and all that crap in space, because they trying to intercept the angels in Christ when they come.
Kind of the one kind.
You understand? It's only right that we've been against the Lord's people all this time. They know the Calvary is coming. They're like, we got to get right. We got to make sure that these niggas here. But all the while they trying to watch out for Christ, he is turning the spirit, the Most High is turning the spirit of these people onto themselves. You understand? Give me Habakkuk 2:12.
Kind of the one kind.
You can't continue to murder. Yeah, Habakkuk 2:12. You can't continue to murder the Lord's people, man. You can't continue to murder the Lord's people and think. You can't continue to do it, man. You built this place off of your racism, your terrorism to the Native American.
Are you there?
Con, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Isupk, can you hear me? Can you hear me out? Can you hear me? Isupk. Call back in. Call back in. Okay, let me see this. See if we can get it going. Salaki, everybody. We're gonna get it cracking just a second.
Shalom, Lord Christ. Yeah, I was about to call you back. I said it went silent for a second.
Yeah, I heard something say boop, and then next thing you know, I couldn't hear. I mean, you couldn't hear me. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
Kind of on kind.
That's why I say, boy, they be trying to get us, boy. It ain't going down. Go ahead.
Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood.
Woe to him that build a town with blood, man. Well, the word woe means destruction, man. Death and destruction. The Lord know you trying to wait on him. He gonna allow you to kill and destroy yourselves, man. You understand that? The biggest problem that y'all have is that y'all try to separate and disfranchise us from one another, blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Your white supremacists try to separate and disfranchise us as a nation and wipe us out, so that we don't know that we were ever a nation that lived together and lived harmoniously. Y'all don't want us to know that. But the problem is, y'all don't even know that y'all the same nation of people. Here you are in America trying to go against Russians. You understand? Y'all are the same people, but finna tear each other down. You're going to war against each other. Your citizens, your so-called patriots, are the ones who went up and tried to run up in that damn Capitol building. Not the so-called black man, not the so-called Hispanic man that you claim to be with such a goddamn criminal and a terrorist, but it was your own. Woe unto them that buildeth a town with blood. Is that all on that? Keep reading.
And established a city by iniquity.
Establish a city by iniquity, by sins. You established this city in nothing but iniquity, man. You were the biggest, you were the terrorist, you were the only terrorist that the native Indian had ever seen. When you came to these lands, you came as a terrorist, man. You started out your campaign of racism and terrorism the day you landed, you made landfall in the Americas, man. So miss me with all that black people is the terrorists, and Mexicans are murderers and killers and all that. That is your jacket to wear. Drop that, cause we're gonna hurry up. Go to the next article with Mariah Carey. There was a lot more on that article, though. It was so much more on that article, man. We could have went for a minute.
But I was reading on down.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is from the Newsbreak app. Mariah Carey shades NFL over Colin Kaepernick. Super Bowl 2021 commercial pledging end to systemic racism.
Now, of course, y'all realize that the NFL had not too long ago just hired Jay-Z to be over there what was it called there? What was it called? What did he get? What was that job? But whatever, he was over the entertainment for like the halftime shows. He's gonna be more a part of Salakia. Just seen my damn computer going low. But he's getting ready to be over. He was over. Use the swagger of black people and music and the way we do entertainment to try to keep people interested and to get more people into the NFL. You understand? So of course, they're starting to say, "Oh, we're going to fix systematic racism." Now they say something about Colin Kaepernick, which is hella funny. Because right while they're doing that, check this out. Colin Kaepernick still has not worked since that. And all he did was take a knee. Your systematic racism is all in the NFL. As of right now, it is an issue going on with them allowing black men to be head coaches. As of right now, I believe there's only 2 or 3 head coaches, you understand, in the NFL. Now, of course, in Kansas City, we have a great offensive coordinator by the name of Eric Bieniemy. Now, of course, everybody knows Kansas City has been on back-to-back marches to the Super Bowl with a Super Bowl win last year. Of course, this year we did not win. But Eric Bieniemy has been rated as the top offensive coordinator and has been looked at as a prospect for a head coach job. He has yet to get it. Why? Because they do not want to put you niggas in charge. You understand? Because this is bullshit. This pledge to end systematic racism is bullshit. But let's get into it. Let's read it. Go ahead, Op.
The Stars tweet came shortly after the NFL aired a commercial during the 2021 Super Bowl that demonstrated the importance of diversity to the sport and reaffirmed the pledge it made in June to commit $250 million over a 10-year period to various methods designed to combat systemic racism.
Damn, that's it? How much is, let me look that up. How much is the damn, hold on, bro. How much is the NFL worth? Huh?
It's about $25 million a year?
Was valued at 5.7.
The average $9.5 billion, man. That's the average for a franchise.
Right.
There's 32 franchises in the damn NFL. 34 or something. It might be more teams than that now. But you got to be kidding to tell me that you're going to give $250 million over 10 years. That's a drop. That's a damn drop in the bucket. Excuse me. You ain't finna give up no money for real, man. These devils think they are so slick, man, in the words that they speak. Keep reading, Op.
Kind of the one kind. The initiative is called Inspire Change. Carey took to Twitter to mock the commercial and the NFL's pledge by highlighting Kaepernick, the former 49ers quarterback whose 2016 commitment to kneel during the national anthem at games essentially resulted in his complete ouster from the sport by the NFL. Kaepernick's goal was to peacefully protest systemic racism. Happy Colin Kaepernick Appreciation Day, Kerry mockingly wrote.
Good night.
God. Although hers was a sarcastic call out, the Always Be My Baby singer was far from the only person mocking the NFL for seeming last half of Super Bowl. What was that, 50? What?
54, right?
54?
Yeah, no, 55. I'm sorry.
55. Kaepernick's name was trending on Twitter thanks to viewers watching and drawing the same conclusion from the commercial. The NFL creating a commercial that shows players kneeling, putting Breonna Taylor on the back of their helmets, and ends with the league committing $250 million to end systemic racism must have at Kaepernick 7 feeling some type of way.
Man.
One user wrote, I guess one of the tweets from Tina Al-Kursan, the NFL creating a commercial that shows players kneeling, putting Breonna Taylor on the back of their helmets, and ends with the league committing $250 million to end systemic racism must have at Kaepernick 7 feeling some type of way.
Man.
Okay, so that was the tweet. Seeing the NFL commercial to donate $250 million to end systemic racism, they're added. Just saw a commercial that the NFL is committing $250 to end systemic racism, yet they can't even commit a couple million to get Colin Kaepernick signed to a team.
That's the one I wanted, Ox. Stop right there. Now, if you don't understand, like them users was making some hellified comments.
Dropping bombs.
Exactly, dropping bombs. Like that's you have to be a special type of stupid to not see when white people or these people are running game all over the top of your head, man. If I'm gonna tell you something, Commanding Junior Hunter did me a goddamn service, man, by teaching me that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He did me an extreme service, man. Because now that I know that, when I read stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have known what to think if I'd have read that before, knowing this. But now that I know that the Most High had employed for me to know this, you understand? And that Commander Junior Hunter did not drop the ball so that I can know this, it saves me, man. I see right through the bullshit. I see right through the bullshit to the core of it, man. That is horrendous. That you gonna say you gonna throw this money out there like that after you wouldn't allow this brother for taking a knee just for you to stop killing his people. Why should he pledge allegiance to you and you won't pledge allegiance to him? And he's one of your greatest entertainers. He's one of your greatest entertainers. These are the ones that make you happy on Sunday. He's the one that makes your day, a good outing for the family at the damn football field. You understand? And ain't no telling how much he's made for your goddamn NFL. Ain't no telling how much he made for your goddamn college and different what do you call that crap that they sell? The damn shirts and jerseys and all that shirt and all that crap, man. And you getting all that time on ESPN behind a young black man. He's one of your greatest and you know what? This is what makes it even worse, is that you don't only just do it to your entertainers, you also do it to those who so-called work and uphold your law. Drop this article and give me the next.
The next article we have is out of the Time. A black sheriff's deputy was denied burial at a Louisiana cemetery because it was whites only.
Wait.
Was denied burial at a Louisiana cemetery because it was whites only.
Now y'all say to us, we teach hatred. All we teach is hatred. That's what y'all tell us. But you don't look at these articles. What they're doing to you in their racism, are we teaching hatred? We're teaching love for you. We're teaching you that you cannot deal with these people, that you must deal with your own. That's love. We don't have to wait to see. We didn't have to wait to see what they would do with Colin Kaepernick. We knew what they were going to do to Colin Kaepernick. We don't have to wait to see that a black sheriff is going to be treated impartially by his so-called white counterparts, man. After serving in the goddamn church and shoot up 9 parishioners. We knew it would happen because black people want to love and accept everybody. Because you don't know him. And Pookie starving, they had a damn thing to eat in weeks, and all he wanted is to get a hot dog and some water. You turn his ass around. But let goddamn Dalen Roof walk up, you gonna accept him in. He got a backpack with a 9mm and an AR-15 foldaway that he finna pull out and kill everybody on the grill, everybody playing cards and spades, everybody sitting down playing dominoes. He's finna kill every goddamn body.
Right.
But you wouldn't accept Pookie though. Now read that title one more again. I got to get this in the heads of those who believe that they are actually a part of America. This is a black deputy here. Read that again,
Kind of one kind. A black sheriff's deputy.
Only pies. You say there's a place you can get buried 35 miles up the road, nigga. Hit the road. That's a damn shame. And if I ain't mistaken, I believe this deputy died during duty. Keep reading. Let's go into it.
Kind of one kind. The board of a small Louisiana cemetery that denied burial to a black sheriff's deputy held an emergency meeting Thursday and removed a whites-only provision from its sales contract.
Wait a minute. Whites only, that had to be in effect since the Jim Crow. At least. So you mean to tell me a cemetery is just now removing that? That means black people been getting denied entry. So that means that policy probably been in place since the Jim Crow era. I want you to know something else. There's a lot of policies in America. They're not looking to change them. The only reason why this got brought up is because it ended up being a black deputy. And it got this. Now, I've told people before, while they all up in the politics, have you ever looked at the people who hold the seats in the Senate and in the House? These people have been sitting there since the time of the Jim Crow era. Since the time that Martin Luther King was marching on Washington, there are people who have been in office since then and have not left. And you wondering why the laws are coming up against you and are made to destroy you. You wondering why they having these damn laws, man. But that's why. Keep reading now.
It's Salakia, sir, if I may.
Go ahead.
And what else is sick? The more the oppressor pushes us away, the more we try to fight to get inside. I wouldn't even want my relative somewhere where he's not wanted. I don't even want to be nowhere I'm not wanted.
Right.
But the fact that you have to, like, that just shows you how much of a slave in that spirit that Martin Luther King put on our people. Like, that's disgusting.
Right. Right. Hey, look, that you hit that right on. Hey, that was heavy what you just dropped, man. For real, man. I mean, like, how could you be that naive? Can you imagine what they're doing to my order back there when they're preparing my food? Like, I don't want to be there. So imagine this man, you paying all this money to get this man buried in the cemetery and they go dig him up. Take the coffin back and throw his body in the incinerator and then just leave the headstone there and they done resold the coffin, took your money. They can do all, I mean, because they don't bury the body while you there, so they might not ever even put the body the coffin down in the ground. You
Right.
understand? So why even want to be there? You understand? Like, what's the use? You know what I'm saying? Of trying to fight. No, I should be able to be here. You're going to be a goddamn idiot is what you're going to do. Your love is going to cause you to be an idiot. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Keep reading, Knock.
Kind of the one kind. When the meeting was over, it was like a weight lifted off of me. H. Craig Vizina, he said he was stunned and ashamed to learn 2 days earlier that the family of Allen Parrish that he could not be buried at the cemetery near Oberlin because he was African American.
You can't tell me that he just found that out. You didn't just I was appalled. Nigga,
Right.
you been knowing that was going on. That wasn't nothing new. I'm sure it's black people all in that community, and you telling me nobody came to say, you know, can we get here? And you just kept seeing constant white faces and never thought, well, why we ain't got no black people coming in here? Even if that's the case, that just shows you how satisfied and how happy white people are with not ever seeing a nigga. Black people go into a job and be like, it ain't no white people in there. White men, I was happy, but I'm still scared because I know that they got that Martin Luther King had a dream spirit on them. They trying to keep it black because a black man owned it and then he made her the manager. You know what I'm saying? Or over the whole place. You understand? It's a lot. She's the manager over the whole motherfucking Salaki, the whole region. So she's over all of that. So, but of course, I know that they're not in the trend, and they probably will coon up real quick because as you go down the chain, there's plenty of white men that are the managers. You know what I'm saying? But there is plenty of black.